Hello and welcome to Journey of Joy with Anjali Verma. We have a versatile personality. Her name is Dhanya Narayanan. And Dhanya Narayanan is a COO Rubicon, Chairperson Rubicon Foundation, and she is a president of Rotary Club of Pune, Kharadi. Dhanya Narayanan has over 2 decades of experience in outsourcing industry, education tech, and the social sector. Apart from working with the Government of India and state government on their social projects. So let's welcome Dhanya Narayanan. Hello Dhanya, how are you?
I'm very good, and thank you so much for having me on your show, which is Journey of Joy with Anjali Verma.
Thank you so much, Dhanya. I am very happy to have you here. In fact, we talk so much on phone, but then I really wanted to hear some good stuff from you, and that is one major reason that I invited you here to talk about your life, your journey, and of course about a lot of other things. So
all yours.
Yeah, so Dhanya, I have already introduced you, but then still I would love to understand what you do and what you are majorly into.
Primarily, I work with Rubicon as a COO, wherein my responsibility is to create tailor-made curriculum in line with industry, and then we take that curriculum to students and we ensure they get quick jobs. So that's bread and butter for me. However, I also am on the board of Rubicon Foundation, which is an NGO, and there also we are passionate about making a difference. I would have so far touched at least 1 million lives through various programs, and we have an ambition of making 2 million people employable by 2030.
That's wonderful to hear. Wonderful to hear. I remember when I was introducing you, there's a Rubicon word which is said. So this is your own company, right?
Yeah, I'm a co-founder of Rubicon.
Okay. Dhanya, I have known you since quite a while now, and I remember that you used to work for a corporate and then now you have your own firm. So how this happened and how did you manage to do this?
I think it was a natural progression, because over a period of time you get exposure in various fields. We're working with various organizations, and then you start having your own vision.
Correct.
Which sometimes doesn't align with your previous organization. But I must say I was very fortunate working with people, lovely people, and people who shared the similar kind of vision for a very long time. So, but when I realized that I have a different vision and how I want to implement it is a little different, so I moved out and started this in 2017.
What's your strongest personality traits? I know you're very strong. Whenever I speak to you, I just feel that you're very strong. So what is the
I think
traits?
It has come over a period of time. I was an introvert until I was in my 5th grade. Then I was again very fortunate to be part of elocutions. I grew up in Calcutta, so it gave me a lot of opportunities to be in the fore. I am a Bharatanatyam dancer, so I got a lot of opportunities to be on the stage. So I moved from being an introvert to be on the stage, visible, etc. However, to answer your question, what is my strongest skill? I think it is clarity of thought. So as a child itself, I had very clear vision, clear objective, and I had clarity. I never followed anyone per se, or I did not engage in any sort of competition or comparing myself with anyone. I think that has helped me in various ways to stay focused.
What is that one thing which happened to you which made you a very strong person? Something would have happened in your life?
Of course, a lot of things actually. So
क्योंकि आपने बोला आप introvert थे,
and
then छोटे पे आप introvert थे, and we know that we don't have the same personality what we were in our childhood, and जब हम बड़े होते हैं तो वो अलग हो जाता है जो personality है. But then
correct.
What is the thing which happened to you that made you a strong person?
I think when we were growing up, we grew up in a pretty ideal world. Of course, I come from a middle class background,
And from a South Indian family.
Yes, conservative South Indian family.
Right.
So I
very
would
well educated.
Yeah, decently
because when we
educated.
say when we say it is a South Indian family, I generally feel that they are very educated.
Yeah, there are a lot of them, but I'm an exception.
Okay.
I am just a BCom graduate.
Okay.
So, but I think that's where the clarity of thought and the
Right.
focus has helped me always. So when I think what I would like you to know, which you don't know yet, is, you know, I didn't want to be very ambitious. I didn't want to achieve a lot of things in life. All that I wanted at one point in time was to run away from home and have a independent life, which is what has stayed with me forever. So I want to be independent always. And when I completed my graduation, I realized the best way to be independent was to have your financial independence. So I gave interviews in Calcutta and moved through that job opportunity, I got to move to Pune. And when I moved to Pune, I was working. Of course, I had no ambition to grow or anything because, again, like I said, I come from a conservative Malayali family, and they would always want me to marry first and then, think about a career. Of course, they encouraged me to have my career. Without their support, I wouldn't have been wherever I am. They were there, but they were a little scared of my safety, and they wanted to protect me. So I can understand their perspective too, but I had a free mind. So when I came here, I started working, and over a period of time, I must say that I was very fortunate to have a manager who showed me a little vision, So once she asked me to apply for an IJP, and I said, sorry, I'm not looking for, this is not the industry I want to be part of. I'm just being here as a stopgap. So she said, then even then, how does it matter? Because you're doing well, you have your scores pretty much in place. So why don't you apply for an IJP? So I said, something clicked at that point in time, and I said, let me try. But when I started trying, I didn't get through anything. So I started looking for reasons why I wasn't getting through, because while I wasn't competitive, but I would always get what I wanted. So here it was something that I wanted and I wasn't getting. So I started looking out, talking to a lot of people as to why I wasn't getting through interviews and IJPs. So then I realized that I wasn't doing anything different, and I had set a kind of perception about me that I was casual.
Correct.
So
छोटे थे?
No, I was 22 years old.
That is छोटा only.
I know. तो क्या हुआ कि लोगों ने मेरे बारे में perception बना लिया था.
Right.
तो of course I didn't look like a manager to become a manager.
Of course.
तो
yeah, वो हो ही जाता है.
तो फिर क्या हुआ? Then I quit that job and I started working in another company. And in 6 months I got my first promotion. So by the time I knew the tricks of the trade, how to get promoted, and every 1.5 years I have got promoted after that. So that is one thing. And second is, like, I'm bringing the conversation back to what you asked me. What is that one thing that changed? So yes, we lived in a pretty ideal world, right? There would be somebody as a provider who will come in your life, or a woman's income is a second income, and all of these kind of thoughts is what was planted in my mind when I was growing up. But I realized somewhere, if you have to take decisions in your life, you really need to have your own money, your own financial independence. So even if I wanted to do some charity, I had to have my own money. I couldn't do charity from someone else's money, right? So over a period of time, I really understood that it's unfair to expect another individual to meet my goals, my aspirations.
Pay your bills.
Yes, and definitely pay my bills. Yes. So then another very transformative thing happened, which was that I was married, and I had a little pressure from the family after 2 years of marriage to have a child. And I started asking myself, why do I need to bring a child in this world? Right? My life is finally kind of getting settled. And what's the point in bringing a child into this world to put through the same rigmarole? And even if there's no other problem, they have to go through that academic cycle of scoring marks, finding a job, then
the same thing.
raising. It was a cycle. So I asked this question, then why should? And that I was, I think, around 27 years old, and I through some source, I believe that when you ask a question to the universe, it throws answers to you.
Correct.
So somewhere I got an answer that irrespective of whether you bring the child or not, the soul is going to come into this world. So if they are coming to you, it's because you have some connection, and it'll help you progress in life. And there is a role that they play in our life, and I have a role to play in that child's life. So that was transformative, because I was also going through a tough time in life at that point in time. I was questioning life, saying that why me, right? Why so many? Because like I said, I was from a middle class family. So in middle class families, things are pretty stable. We don't have many challenges, right? But in my life, I was not middle class. I was earning better. My husband was earning well, but we had very high highs and pretty low lows. And I was questioning, what is the purpose of life? What is all of these things? And I was bringing life into this world also. So what is the purpose of life? So somewhere I stumbled upon this book, and I realized that purpose of life is to progress. And purpose of life, when we talk about progression, is to
have
choose
that progress
the
in personal and
middle path.
Okay.
Not to be too attached to things, because
Right.
pain comes from too much of attachment.
correct.
It was a tough journey, but I realized that somewhere you need to balance your emotion, your thoughts. And since then, I have not been unhappy for a very long time. I understood.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah.
Now you know the crux of it.
Yeah, I think, I don't know if I'm correct or incorrect.
I
but-
definitely echo what you say. So
Yeah, I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but it has helped me find a footing, and I am not bitter. I can see a silver lining around anything that happens in my life, and I'm looking forward to life. I love life. So
you think marriage is important?
yes, it is important. I'll tell you why. Because, we are human beings. We need social connections.
Correct.
And we have various kinds of emotional, physical, various needs. When you're married, you can take someone for granted, right? So it is like in the middle of the night, you're stuck somewhere. You can confidently call that individual and say, hey, I
because
need your
he's
help.
responsible for you. Yeah.
Yeah, I think marriage is important like that. But the difference that what I thought about marriage earlier and what I think about marriage now is we were raised to believe that marriage was an economic arrangement, which means a husband is going to financially take care of the wife. All right. But over a period of time, I've understood it is no longer an economic arrangement, at least in urban areas.
Right.
It is a companionship. So you don't really marry because somebody will provide for you financially, but it is because you need a partner and you want to enjoy the world and achieve goals together in life. You need a partner, right? You need a friend.
Correct.
Who's going to be available for you most of the time.
Of course.
So yeah, I think that's what marriage is to me now.
Okay. So for you, marriage is important.
Yes.
Do you think women empowerment even exists? We have so many negativities and jealousy in women, but we still talk about women empowerment. आप हर जगह सुनोगे women empowerment. तो आपको क्या लगता है? Men empowerment तो कोई बोलता ही नहीं है, मुझे ऐसा लगता है. Nobody talks about it. तो what do you think? आप men के side पे ज़्यादा हो या women के side पे हो या you think it exists? क्योंकि I know jealousy भी बहुत होती है, and I just feel that it is very natural feeling.
Absolutely. That was my...
You shouldn't be feeling bad about it that you are actually having a J factor for someone. But then I just feel फिर वो women empowerment वाली चीज़ कहाँ है? Where it is? I think I put a lot of questions in this, but then you can answer one by one.
I get what
it's
you're
absolutely
saying.
fine.
See, you're using the buzzwords today and trying to
I've put men also.
Yeah, like the situation is also as complicated as the assorted question that you asked me. Okay, so I can only give my perspective of what I have seen in these 20 years. I come from Calcutta, where women are already pretty empowered. We had a voice. I did my graduation in Kerala, where people may say it is a matriarchal society, but I didn't see too much voice that women had there. So I have seen both sides of the coin, all right. And coming to Pune, which is pretty much balanced, I think, and now I want to take that question about jealousy. See, jealousy is a normal human emotion.
Correct.
What do you do with that emotion is more important. And it is unfair to say only women are jealous of other women. I have seen men complaining about other men, complaining about other women. What is the name of that name given to that emotion? But certain words unfortunately have got tagged to certain gender, which is what we'll have to break consciously. So men are equally jealous of various people, and that's fair because according to me that's fair because that's where you are looking, learning, getting inspired, evaluating your own self, around what is available, what you see around yourself.
Right.
And when we talk about women, yes, I agree that there is a need for women to support more women because men cannot understand our journey. Men cannot understand that we have mother guilt. A mom guilt is reality because I've had various conversations with my men colleagues who are in various very senior positions and are champions of women empowerment. But even then they ask me questions like, but isn't that your choice? You had a choice to sit at home. But my question is, do I really have the choice? Because the choice would have come at what cost? The choice would have come at my cost of letting go of my own decisions that I could have taken in my own life, right? And so hence women, I believe, will understand the woman's plight, another woman's plight better. And then people who are in position of power as women should be able to make some, the rules of the corporate or rules of working a little more lenient for other women to accommodate various types of women. And women do come with their level of insecurities that is again very real.
Correct.
They're very real. They may be extremely capable, but it's not what they see around themselves, right? So we get conditioned to what we see around ourselves. So there is a little bit of hand-holding that we need to give. And if you're able to do that, fantastic. The world will be so beautiful.
Correct. Don't you think the men get very overshadowed with the word women empowerment?
I will tell you why. Because when we and the corporates have to be blamed for that because, I don't know whether I'm getting into a controversial topic, but this term of DEI, right? Diversity, when we talk about diversity, there's something which is getting force-fit, right? Now, if you start force-fitting certain things, it will be a problem, right? Because if we do not encourage meritocracy in certain kind of roles, then of course men are getting not overshadowed, but they're feeling that a woman is getting a job opportunity only because she's a woman.
She's a woman, right?
But let's accept one more angle. When the pendulum has swung in one direction for a very long time, to get to the balance, it will swing in the opposite direction also for quite some time.
Correct.
We'll have to wait until the balance
happens
back.
Right.
So that's my take, and I'm an advocate of meritocracy, and I'm also an advocate of the fact that women will have to take more initiative to somewhere survive in this man's world for some more time until we have more women leaders who are able to change the landscape and bring the pendulum to the balance.
Correct. By this, you have answered my question, which I actually wanted to ask you next, where I wanted to ask you that what are your thoughts about equality? But then when you have said that the pendulum has to get balanced, Until the time it doesn't, तब तक women ही empower कर दे.
देखो वो तो is all about what we see around us.
Right.
But let's look at women in the villages. Let's increase our spectrum.
Right.
So there's so many other women who are struggling.
बहुत कुछ है, हाँ.
There's so much more to this diversity, and I think men leaders are also equally important because they're still in position of power where they can make a difference. But to answer your question about equality, I think it's again very personal that men will have to get comfortable seeing women in boardrooms, office environment, outside house, right? In the clothes that they want to wear, and even women will have to get comfortable seeing men in the kitchen, men in the house, men changing nappies, because I have so many of my own friends and cousins who are not comfortable if if their husbands step into the kitchen. They want the husband to follow their norms, but we'll have to give them the same level of liberty when they set into the kitchen also, right? I'm also guilty of that. But I'm also conditioning myself to accept that, when they get into the kitchen, they will handle it the way they want to.
And I just feel that men are very good at everything they do.
Yeah, because
I definitely have support towards women also, but then just because we are talking about the equality, I just feel whatever the men do, whatever they do is so much perfect.
Yeah, because they've got the liberty for a very long time to focus on something. See, we didn't have, we were multitaskers.
Correct.
And we are very, hence we are confused. See, I won't say confused, but we have to manage so many things, and multitasking reduces efficiency.
Correct. आप देखो ना, मतलब if you see around, you see chefs are men. They cook so well. They cook so well. When you see the salon hair experts, I would say stylists, hair stylists. So they are also very good. I mean, they are good at their job. Even I have seen men doing the threading also.
Yeah,
I mean,
even when they do their dishes.
Very, very good.
Even when they do their dishes, they will take
and
like 10 minutes perfect. Probably to.
They are very perfect in whatever they do.
But that's my point, no, Anjali, that they can focus on one thing.
Yeah, because they have got that thing.
They don't have to do 1500 things in the same day.
Correct.
When a chef is cooking, he doesn't have to think about what's happening back home. I mean,
correct.
That's what is the normal trend. So they are able to focus on what they are doing completely.
Right. But I think कोई तो होना चाहिए जो बोले men empowerment, because I feel
there are
personally that they are
men
very
out there.
Yeah, definitely.
And let us accept one more thing, Anjali. If you and I are able to come out in the open today, somewhere some men would have supported so many women before. Yes. Women would have had their own struggles.
Yes.
But if we are out here, we have a voice today, is because various men would have stood up for various women before us. And without that, we wouldn't have been here. And even today, our respective spouses, our respective fathers, brothers, all of them have played a significant role in our lives to ensure where we are today.
Right. So before I start my rapid fire round, I have something which I want to put up. How did you get into Rotary, and what is it which you actually want to do there? What do you want to showcase?
So, see, like you've already heard, I'm very, very passionate about human behavior, and also I'm very passionate about helping people find their footing and also become financially independent, which is what I've been trying to do through Rubicon, whether it is through Rubicon Foundation, etc. But Rubicon Foundation is also a corporate NGO. And at various levels, we have a lot of restrictions on what all we can do, how we have to do it. We align a lot with our donor organizations. But in Rotary, it's a 119-year-old organization, and it has volunteers who come forward, do their best, and the network is phenomenal. So I wanted to be a part of that network. And I also believe that synergy is very important. We cannot achieve anything alone. So Rotary is a fantastic synergy place where I can interact with various partners, various organizations within the same organization. So, and various strengths that each club has, which we can leverage to make a bigger difference in a shorter period of time. So that's what I have, that's why I have joined Rotary, and currently I am serving as a president for Rotary Club of Pune, Kharadi. And we have a vision for, older adults to give them dignity in old age. So that's something that I'm very passionate about. I want to work with the team to make a difference in that space. While we are very passionate about youth development, which is a given, but along with that, we also want to bring dignity to the transgender community. That's something that is very close to my heart. I'm trying for the last 2 years. I haven't been able to do anything very significant, but one thing I really want to do is help them with health insurance across, and we are in talks, and I really hope that this year I can materialize this. I have a lot of support.
Yeah, I know you have been doing a lot of activities for it.
Yes.
A lot of activities, yeah.
So, yeah.
Good. I think all the best to you, Dhanya, for your new position at Rotary, and I'm sure you will do very well for it. Next would be my rapid fire, and this is just one
Excited.
word. Yeah.
I'm not one of those people who can think very fast, but I'll try.
Yeah, because you may try it. वैसे भी मैं प्राइज तो नहीं दे रही हूँ, क्या बोले?
Oh, hamper नहीं है, no motivation.
Anyways, so my first for the rapid fire would be women.
Powerful.
Power.
Full.
Power.
Oh, power. Humble.
Empowerment.
Self-driven.
Corporate.
Opportunity.
Love.
Versatile, meaning
Marriage.
complicated.
Gossip.
Not my cup of tea.
Great. It was amazing talking to you, Dhanya. I think we had a wonderful session with you. मुझे तो वैसे भी बहुत टाइम से आपको सुनना ही था, और मेरे लिए अच्छा मौका था कि मैं आपको सुन सकूं. And you have answered so gracefully. I am in love with you. That's for sure. वैसे तो मैं आपको जानती हूँ इतने टाइम से, but you are very strong.
Thank you.
And I just feel कि आप अपने खुद के घर में एक men का रोल प्ले कर रहे हो. पता नहीं आपकी ऐसी पर्सनालिटी है या फिर आप ऐसे हो ही, या जब बोलते हो तो वो एक अलग ही ऑरा है आपका. So I just feel that you're the man of the house. I feel it. I don't know.
I'm not sure if I'm very happy about it, because I have a feminine side.
But you should be proud of it.
Yeah.
That you have both the sides.
Yeah.
So
I'm
thanks
fortunate that I've been able to explore both sides.
Yes, that is right.
Thank you so much, Anjali, and thank you so much for considering, for insisting that I do this, because I thoroughly enjoyed this.
Same here, even I enjoyed talking to you. मैं तो हमेशा ही मजा आता है मुझे आपसे बात करने, चाहे वो फोन हो, चाहे वो हम सामने हो. So wonderful, and I have loved every bit of it. So thank you so much, Dhanya. So this was Dhanya Narayanan. It was lovely speaking with her and having a great session. Keep watching Journey of Joy with Anjali Verma. Thank you.